Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Indiana Tech Esports channel. My name is Bub, and I'm joined by someone new, maybe not new to you. You probably saw him on the ETC Esports channel. Nutty, how you doing?
Man, I am doing great. This is really fun. It's 3 days post-LAN. I've already seen these guys routinely throughout the weekend. Saw them do their CRL quals, saw them make a run in the NECC Invitational, and truthfully, I was very impressed with these guys. So when Reshi, I believe, came to me and was like, hey, we have... I mean, if you ever want to cast Indiana Tech games, hit my line. It was an immediate yes. I mean, I loved these guys. I loved getting to talk to them, getting to know them a little bit better. They're competitors. They're great. And I want to do everything I can to support them and push their talents to the world, such as all of our viewers tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a fantastic run. Sunday was, broken clock is right twice a day, I guess. Not necessarily the day to remember for the Scenic City Invitational, or I guess CRL quals for that matter. But they put up a good fight against Concord in that last series too. They feel pretty good about that in the long run. Concord obviously fall CRL champions, if I remember right, last year.
Yes.
Arguably still, I think Colleague ranked them #1 in the nation at this point still. They're actually up against Colleague ranked #3, St. Clair Green, tonight. And, well, I was actually talking to Enzo about that, I just doxed his name. Resh, you know his name. He's got a Wikipedia page. His name's publicly available. I was talking to Resh a little bit about this leading up to this series, and he was like, they're a good team. This is going to be a tough test. Yeah. They faced a lot of tough tests, especially a peaking Michigan State team in CRL quals, but I don't think anything quite like this. Nutty, how you feeling about this?
I agree. It's really not anything like they saw this weekend whatsoever. Concord was great. Concord did Concord things. They dropped in the upper finals to Michigan State, but they weren't the only teams that lost to Michigan State. Indiana Tech also lost in the winners semis against Michigan State. Then, they dropped down to the lower bracket. Slam Drexel, slam Tigres again, I believe. Yeah, again. And then match up against Concord in the lower finals. And, the Avengers are going to do Avengers things. But we kind of have a new age of Avengers, I feel like. This roster was constructed to win. And they're starting to do that at a surprising pace, Bub.
Yeah, they came over and... I guess to break the fourth wall a little bit, when they came in, the expectation was top 16. Yeah. Bluey had mentioned we could get top 12, and by the time they had beat Columbia, Bluey was already quietly going, we could be top 8. And we've seen some colleague pollsters go, they might be right now. Colleague changed, I think it was Bepic also released new rankings today. He said he top 15, which is down from 11th. I guess it wasn't yesterday. It feels like yesterday they were 11th. Down from 11th on his last poll. Deservedly so. I will argue that Sunday was not the greatest showing for the Warriors, but they have just simply shown up and won, and then they keep winning. And then when you think they're done winning, well, then they just keep winning. Yeah. At this point, I think there have been some serious questions out there of how good actually is this team. If you want a litmus test, you've seen it against Concord a couple times. Fair enough, it's Concord. You mentioned the Avengers are going to do Avengers things. Yeah. You've got St. Clair, who we know is human. They just lost to Northwood, what did we say, 4-1, if I remember right?
I can fact check you. Yes, 4-1.
4-1 to Northwood last week in NECC. How are we going to fare against St. Clair tonight? We'll see. It's the St. Clair roster that they can beat Northwood, but they can also lose 4-1 to Northwood too. And we're going to find out.
We've seen them have some interesting losses last spring. I mean, I wasn't the biggest in the CRL scene even 2 months ago, but I knew what I was talking about. St. Clair's a good roster. We know that. They're at 3, like you said. Yeah. Indiana Tech dropping from 11 to 15. Michigan State and Indiana Tech actually just completely swapped places.
Yeah, they did.
One went from 11 to 15, the other went from 15 to 11. It makes sense after the CRL quals. But I will say that was the best I've ever seen that Michigan State roster look in my entire life. And it was not the best I've ever seen the Indiana Tech roster look. So I kind of think it's like your high versus your low going at each other, and you still push them to 5, I feel fine. Like, I feel very fine about what happened on Sunday. I know that the players are going to be, they want to win. Obviously, we know that. But there's going to be more opportunities. So many more opportunities.
Yeah. And again, Michigan State, I mean, they beat Concord literally in the next series, and everyone went, oh, this Michigan State team is for real. Concord then got their get back, not once but twice.
They locked, man.
Played, 8 games and lost 2 of them against Michigan State after that. Concord is, they're still Concord. They're still very, very good at Rocket League. Crispy don't lose twice. Again, Michigan State, they're doing great. But I think I'm actually getting a little bit of a signal from over the table. We are going to take a hot break real quick. I think we got some tech issues maybe going on in the background. We'll be right back. I think I'm guessing Bluey probably chucked his PC out a window or something. I'm not sure. Something
Average
happened.
Bluey.
Average
Bluey interaction.
You're right. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We'll be back. I'm saying it twice. See you in just a bit.
We'll be back.
Well, we back. Rocket League going Rocket League, ladies and gentlemen. Our in-game scoreboard is officially broken. Bluey didn't throw his computer out the window. Bluey threw Rocket League out the window, and apparently now the players are all also leaving the game.
Why?
Rocket League had actually updated the game, literally right now. So for those who know the fourth wall and production secrets, for anyone who uses in-game overlays in Rocket League, it goes through Bacchus mod.
Cooked.
There's no Bacchus mod update right now. So ain't nothing we can do.
We ball.
Ain't nothing we can do. We got no overlay tonight, folks. Yeah, there's literally nothing we can do. But that is not going to stop us from bringing you Rocket League.
Not at all.
We stop at nothing. They are trying their hardest to keep St. Clair off the broadcast. They're trying. But we keep going. We're in game one between Indiana Tech and St. Clair, and it is Zeno off the backboard. I don't know which player specifically that is. I believe
Zeno,
that actually is
Arju.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to call him Arju from here on out. Resh from the left side looking for one. Tries two, and it's already 1-0. Resh gets us started with the clip.
Reshiram has an unbelievable sense of mechanical brilliance, and sometimes he just decides to display it. That is, my jaw is on the floor. That's an unbelievable shot to start us off. A sidewall redirect in the back of your net? Everyone point and laugh at the entirety of St. Clair because it's entirely deserved. Bluey now on a booming clear. Jazzy is last member back. Gonna have to play a little bit carefully here, which he is able to escape for the time being. Arju now waiting patiently as Jazzy now on the clear. It's back to Arju. It's a little bit of a give and go, trying to break out of their own half as it falls graciously into the laps of Bluey. 40 seconds in, we already have a pop-off moment, but outside of that, it's been relatively quiet.
Hey, you know what? Well worth the wait if Resh is going to do stuff like that after extended periods of time. It is Arju from the corner trying to keep the pressure on, bumped off by Bluey. He's actually going to look for Jazzy too, but he won't find him. Velo sitting underneath. He's got one, maybe looking for two, nothing there. Resh will keep this one moving around. He's going to find Velocity! And the Warriors have doubled up 2-0 with 3:58 to go.
This is very different than what we saw last week. Reshiram had a 31% goal participation rate. That was the lowest in the entire team. He has now hit a nasty sidewall double, and he's just delivered Velocity a gift of all gifts. It's like Santa Claus in October.
Hey, we're hitting spooky season, and right now St. Clair is living their biggest nightmare. Down 2-0 to the Warriors. Still not even 2 minutes gone. Velocity just going to sit underneath this one. Resh actually called his own number, nearly got a second. He'll follow up the corner now off the ceiling. He's got Velo, drops it down to him. Velo following through into the middle. Resh was there, but steered aside by Arju, and now Bluey kicks this one back to Velo. A demo happens in the backfield. Velo has Jazzy to get through. 50 goes wide. Resh right in front. It's 3-0. What is happening? The Warriors are rolling.
It may only be the first half of game one, but this is definitely something to watch out for. This is the number 3 ranked team in the colleague polls in St. Clair Green. Maybe it's not Arju and it's actually a guy named Zeno, but regardless, this Indiana Tech team is whipping them into shape right now. 3-1, maybe, no. Sai's gonna shoot. He misses the empty net. Jazzy does get the cleanup, albeit, but still, very interesting start for your Warriors.
St. Clair will get on the board. I do want to remind everybody at home who did not tune in to the CRL Content Festival that was Sunday. They made league play, and rather routinely as well. I don't think St. Clair faced too many challenges on that given Sunday. Resh will go for the low 50. He actually had the flip. That is beyond Bluey. Velo will actually give some space here to Sai as the early shell comes out, and now Bluey in a 1v1. He's got Arju to beat. Arju wins that battle. Now a shot from Resh. The bump comes out, and Bluey gets the dunk.
I need to view the replay on this. I'm not super sure where he came from. Off the back wall, looking for the bump. Sai bumped him into the shot. You don't see that every day.
4-1 Warriors. We are almost halfway gone in game one. Reminder, obviously, we mentioned thank you to Rocket League for your gracious update timing, so we don't have an in-game scoreboard right now. It is a best of 7 in NECC. This is game one. There is a long way to go. That's a big stop from Bluey on the goal line. Velo will move this one back. He actually gets the second one as well. Zai will get back just in time, and St. Clair will counter back the other way. But yeah, this is about as good of a start, Nutty, as you can ask for if you're an Indiana Tech fan.
This is my first time casting these fellas. I should come around more often. Oh. I shouldn't have said anything.
You want to finish that sentence there, Nutty?
Hey, well, you know what? We've already had one insane clip from Rushy. It was we were bound to have a little mishap. But still, you know what? We regained. There's still 2 minutes left. You have a 2-goal lead. Why worry about the past when the future's directly in front of you?
Well, Bluey looking to make the lead 3 off the bar. I don't think Rush was expecting that one to come right back at him, and now Jazzy back the other way. St. Clair suddenly looking like they're poised in position to make this a game once more. Rush will take some space here in the corner, moving about as slow as I move out of bed in the mornings when I first wake up. Bluey from the ceiling. I think he's got a flip. He's actually going to leave it for Resh, and that is steered aside. Zai back the other way. He's got a free backboard. Does he have the read? He doesn't. Still loose on the goal line, and Bluey will find the clear.
Tough read there for Zai, not able to make it. Bluey was in a bit of a tricky situation, but he held his nerve, able to recoup and recalibrate to get the clear out. Reshi now had the reset, but it was cleared away rather quickly. Zeno or Arju, pick your poison, delivering it to the third man in and Jazzy, but he can't do much with it. Velocity now has to hustle back. Velocity in 5 games last week had 10 assists, 4 goals and 10 assists on 16 Warrior goals. That is an 88% goal participation. He was flowing last week, and I mean, Bluey and Reshi are playing out of their minds right now. If we get another Velocity masterclass in goal participation, I'm not super sure how you beat this team.
I mean, we were talking a little bit before the stream as well about, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Resh is shutting me up. He said, enough talking about last week. Let's talk about right now. I mean, that's just unreal.
You can't defend that. You can't defend that. It's like LeBron James, whenever he's about to shoot a 3 and he looks down at the ball, you know it's going in. Reshi's just in a position, it's unwinnable if you're St. Clair. Like, they can do what they can. They can pre-jump. They can throw all 3 members. They're not going to make contact with the ball because Reshi is simply on a mission so far.
Well, Bluey's going to send this one wide. Looking to follow up right in front, steered aside there by Arju, and Velo will actually just let that one go. He was out of boost. Resh will throw this one off the backboard, maybe looking for another, but this is the one time that we'll see Resh actually miss the ball in this one game. That's cardinal sin number 1 right there for Resh. But it really doesn't matter. The Warriors will take game 1 by a pretty convincing scoreline. Nutty, I don't think we had this on the bingo card. That's a 5-2 win to start the day.
No, my bingo card did not consist of that. I had faith. I had faith that they could pull out a win. I wouldn't say that I expected it to be like this.
No.
This is just a spanking. Like Reshiram is just delivering blows left and right. Like,
and
he's hitting clips.
By the way.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, if you meet the guys, you know, they're kind of just chilling. And look at Bluey, man. It's so inspirational, that Bluey guy is. But no, I mean, Velocity was playing very well last week. He played well tonight, but there's a new star in town, and it's the other import, bub.
It is the guy that, I'll do a shameless plug for him. We were talking a little bit about clips and a little bit about highlights. He's got a few compilations out there.
Yeah.
He's been very, very well known among Pulse Clan. If you just do a little bit of looking on YouTube, on TikTok, you will find him. And he's finally starting to show, I think, everyone in North America exactly that level. But we were talking about this before the broadcast, the level that these Warriors can reach, how high they really can go when they are playing well. And you saw that firsthand at Chattanooga this past weekend. This is, at least game 1, looked like a callback a little bit to that exact weekend. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Okay, sorry for even trying to speak. I should have just let them clip on everybody. They were seeded 6th in the tournament coming in, only behind Concord, ETSU, Kennesaw, Cumberland, and someone else that I'm already... Akron. Akron was above them as well. They overperformed their seeding. They finished 3rd. after watching them on Friday, me and a couple of the other team of casters in production were out to dinner, and we were wondering why we ranked them 6. Also, what a hustle save there from Reshiram, Bluey and Reshi combining to force that ball out and keep us remained at 0-0. But we were kind of confused why we ranked them at 6. And I'm also wondering if they see some of the polls coming out, especially like Colleague and Bepix Top 36. They're ranked in the teens in most of them. I'm wondering if, there's a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
I mean, just from my own experiences, we've talked about this before. Velo, that's a nice redirect on target. Steered side by Arju. Arju has seen RLCS caliber play, however, so he is indeed prepared for that, if not anything period above that. When they lost at the beginning of the season to Cumberland on a certain show match, shout out once again to your boy Q, who has also been on this channel this week. If you know, you know. That's almost a really good bump on Zai. They nearly made it 1-0. Bluey's going to try again, but he's going to get bumped off the ball. When they lost 4-1 to Cumberland, they then proceeded to go on that absolute heater. Now they've lost again. And I'm just saying history tends to repeat itself. I will end the sentence there.
Wait, no, it does. I agree with you. I also think these kids are trying to not necessarily rewrite history, but write their own history. You've got 2 kids coming from EU who want to make their mark on North American CRL. As we saw, there is more than North American CRL coming back this fall. But I think these guys made the right move. This is really where the talent is. You have St. Clair, you have Concord, Cumberland. I could list all of the incredible teams in CRL. But it's just different. It's like some sports prospects come to North America to train for like football or basketball as well. It's kind of the same thing in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, we are in a much quieter game than we saw in Game 1. We've just been casually having a conversation about how things have changed. And we are down to the final 100 seconds, still scoreless. Velocity will send this one forward. Arju will boom it right back where it once came. Resh will catch and look to turn, but he's going to be challenged. Here comes St. Clair. There's the bump. Bluey steers it aside, and Jazzy will keep the pressure on. Resh calls his own number, and Zai will send it home.
There's a little bit of a double commit right here. Bluey and Velocity go for that ball, which puts Reshiram on an island. He does what he can. Velocity can't get back in time to put on a good 50, and it's relatively free for St. Clair. This is the St. Clair that won them a CRL title. A very defense-oriented. They don't, sit back and wait for you to make a mistake, but they're never going to overextend. As look at that save from Zeno. Holy smokes. Heroically diving out of the middle of nowhere, but 2 demos come in, and it's free for Velocity. He led the team in demos last week, and he's looking to do the same here.
Well, if the defense is just going to stop everything, I believe the phrase from Jorby is, you can't beat them, delete them. 1-1 with a $1.08 to go. The Warriors are right back in it once more, and they're looking to make it 2-1 pretty quickly here. Resh right there, but that was Arju with the touch. Bluey would get the delaying touch, and that is Velocity looking up for Arju. Velocity steers that one aside. He's got Bluey down low, and I think he's going to let him go. Resh hunting for demos once more. He's bloodthirsty, looking for more. Velo will go for the challenge. He's beat. Resh with the 50. He's still on the ball, though. Nice. Can Resh beat him? Almost, and a nice stop by Arju.
It's a very unique flick as well, because what you do is you aim towards that top right corner. You get your opponents expecting that's where you're going to go, and then you alter your card just barely to the left, as that's going to be a freebie from Jazzy. A little bit of unfortunate timing. I'm just trying to explain what Reshiram's doing on the ball. Please let me.
That is unlucky for Bluey. He just happened to hit the ball straight into the opponent's hands. You know what? It happens. We've all been there. We've all done that. The Warriors have 30 seconds to get it back, and, well, they've definitely done it before, and they've done it against the likes of Concord as well, although this doesn't look favorable. But they are going to move this one back the other way. Bluey gets a nice challenge. He's going to keep it moving. There's another challenge from St. Clair. Velocity top corner denied by Arju.
It's time to go. The final countdown begins. They're more than okay to drop a game. It is a best of 7, but a sweep we know would be emphatic for the CRL results. Reshiram on the musty tries to follow it up, but it does indeed fall 1-1. We're all nodded.
I mean, it was never going to be that easy.
No. Easy, yeah. Easy against this team? Come on now. Come on.
We're in NECC Div 1. You think anything comes easy, period?
No. Have you seen the group that these guys play in? It's insane.
You got Akron Blue.
I didn't even...
You got North Blue. Obviously, we're in this group.
Kennesaw, St. Ed, St. Clair.
Yeah, it's a... Guys, if you haven't seen the groups that NECC... I actually haven't even looked at Stage B. I almost don't want to. Because I'm scared for whoever's
it's
in
equally
Stage
as
B.
good.
It definitely is. It definitely is. This is a very, very good group, and NECC is never easy for any team, period. At this level, we talk about it all the time, too. It really does come down to who is better on the day when you get this high up. Right now, both teams are even. St. Clair nearly a little bit better to start there. Bluey with a nice stop. Arju will have one touch sent to the side. That's a beautiful touch from Arju, and Bluey will pursue. Sent back by St. Clair. And that one will go. That's Jazzy. It's 1-0 St. Clair immediately. And that is the start the Warriors did not want.
It's a nice little snipe to start us off. That's a good bump there on the rotation back. Not super sure whether it's just me, but I can't see name tags. Someone was... Okay, cool. I was a little bit... they were a little bit in... Oh, there we go. We are back, folks. Reshi now on the reset. Cannot get it past Zeno. Bluey tries to snipe it, but again, 2 50-50s from Zeno. As that ball's on target, Reshiram has enough boost to hustle back, but it's played directly into the hands of Jazzy. Over to Sai. Can't force it through. One man back on an island. The team pinch comes through, but it's saved, cleared away, and we reset.
Well, if you're Indiana Tech here, the big thing is to almost not overheat as St. Clair is turning the heat up, and it's 2-0. And now the big question is, can the Warriors respond to some adversity? Because this is going to get out of control quickly at this rate.
Yeah, I won't be biased, but that was a solid three-man passing play there. Jazzy just dumping it off to Zeno, who truthfully has no one matching him. Still 4 minutes to go, though, and as we've seen with all of the Rocket League that was played last weekend, it's not over. The series is still young. It's very young, as a matter of fact. Either team needs 3 more games. It's essentially a best of 5 here on out. Zeno with a missed touch. It's going to go unpunished as both him and Sai hustle back, but now on the carry has no one contesting him. Offers to just take his time. Zai is pre-jumped. They're not going to need him. Jazzy trying to slot it through. Pancake it, forcing it down to a teammate, but it's rendered useless. Zeno gets called off the ball and overtakes Sai. Over to Jazzy. Could not link up on the pre-jump pass, and Indiana Tech struggling to break out of the blue half.
We are starting to see St. Clair reach another level as this series goes along. They look more comfortable. They seem more in control mechanically. Indiana Tech, less possession, 100%. I think the boost totals have completely changed as well. We'll see how this trend continues as Resh looks to make a play on the backboard. He's unable to complete. Velocity now. He's going to call his own number. Goes for the flip. It's still available. And the 50 goes back out the other way. But this is starting to feel like that classic St. Clair style that you mentioned, where they don't really do a whole lot. They just slowly wear you down. And again, Arju back the other way doing exactly that.
Yeah, their pressure is immense, but they never overextend. Like you see here, it's just Sai and Zeno up, and the two of them can go back and forth, make you look left and right, and you're just lost.
Well, 2:39 to go, and the question I think now is, how are the Warriors going to respond? They started so hot in this series, and St. Clair responded the way only they can. Velocity will...
Yeah. Go ahead. Pardon me.
You're
my
good.
Friend.
You're good. Bluey will chip this one on target. That will drop down. Resh will look for one. Zeno will allow that one to go over his head. It's actually going to pop out in front, and finally St. Clair will find it there. Go ahead, Nutty. Let's hear what's on your mind.
Oh, no, see, this is what I like, the communication. We're not tripping over each other. But hey, if there is a man to trip over, it's definitely okay that it's with you as this ball. So that should be slammed into the blue net. However, it's new life for Indiana Tech. Velocity on the 50. Reshi going to try and take a quick shot. He can't locate the back of the net. Velocity can't find the 50 on Jazzy. And again, it's back into the blue half. There hasn't really been many opportunities to break out from IIT. It's just been... It's been more of the same as net is empty here. Reshiram does finally find his first goal in over 5 minutes of game time, and same with Indiana Tech. It's their first goal in over 5 minutes of game time.
Well, hey, there's a response. There's a pulse, ladies and gentlemen. There is a pulse. I'm not saying this team is ever dead, because I'm going to be honest with you. I know these guys personally, and I think if I ever said that they were pulseless, I think I would end up without one. See? You see what I'm talking about here, Nutty?
There's still a lot of time. There's so much time. 87 seconds. That's a nice bump there on Bluey on the rotation out. He was clinical last week. He acquired 7 demos, I believe. He led the team in shots, and he shot 24%. That was the highest shooting percentage. It's been more of the same from him this weekend. He's been clinical as that ball is on target, but it's just not, there's no pace on it. It's going to be easily saved away. The third man comes in. Reshi shoots a huge save from Zai. Velocity's there, tries to pop it over one, but Zeno on the clear. St. Clair now on the aggression. We head back into the blue half. 65 seconds to go. They scored 2 in 13 seconds, so what can they do with the remaining time?
Oh, they're going to try and make a press here, but St. Clair, the prompt counterattack. Zai on target. Never mind. It's Arju, and the momentum successfully halted for St. Clair. And this is what's so dangerous. Is they can go for the double, they can score it, or as we've seen, like 99% of the time, the alternative is to threaten the goal-scoring play and then pass it middle for the next guy.
Oh.
A double fake. Hello.
Both the teams getting a little bit crazy with their strategy. Bluey can't reach that ball. Still 45 seconds. That's a little bit of an opening, but Sai read it the whole way. The ball pops up, so Jazzy able to remove any sort of pressure and continue a counterattack. Velocity does what he can, but his boost is stolen. Sai had the opportunity for a shot, but Blue with the save to clear it away. 3 goals here from Arju. He was quiet in the first 2, but this is where he's exploded.
He's going to look, I mean, if St. Clair is going to continue this trend, and it's going to run through the very, very capable and well-storied hands of Arju as he looks to set up a 5th. That one denied. Velocity is going to let this one go. St. Clair will have the series lead here, Nutty. This is a little bit more of what I think we expected coming into this series.
I fully agree. It's St. Clair playing St. Clair ball, kind of. And Indiana Tech, these guys are probably familiar with each other. Let's be honest. High-level Rocket League, everyone's familiar because the competition's so high. But I just think Indiana Tech hasn't had that experience. They've never played St. Clair.
As far as I know, ever. This roster has never scrimmed or played against St. Clair Green, unless I'm incorrect. I'm sure Resh and Velocity have played against these players, and I'm sure Blue has played against them individually as well.
Absolutely.
But as a team, I don't think so.
You gotta wonder, like, who's going to be that vocal leader to try and drag them back into it, because you didn't get curb stomped. It's not like you just got slaughtered. It was St. Clair doing St. Clair things. There were a couple of great shots on the side of Indiana Tech. It's just the consistency is what's different. St. Clair can go 5 minutes over 7 games and just be ruthless, pound your head in multiple times. Indiana Tech, we saw that throughout the weekend, whether it's in the earlier rounds of the winners bracket in CRL or at the Scenic City Invitational. It's just the consistency and the chemistry. This is a new roster. That's a great shot there from Arju, saved away by Bluey. It's a new roster. They've got to get the reps in, and the only way to get better is by doing what, Bob? Playing better opponents.
Exactly what they are doing right now. Exactly what we're broadcasting. That probably doesn't help, though. The backflip from Bluey that looks like it's going to springboard a St. Clair counterattack. Bluey, or Velocity, will actually cut the free challenge off. Bluey has missed twice. Okay, let's stop the whiff counter here for Bluey. That's a shot on target denied by Bluey. Okay, the whiff counter stops at 2 consecutively at least. Bluey will then proceed to turn this one back the other way. He's got the flip, goes into the middle. Velo, the rebound denied. And Arju back the other way for St. Clair. One off the side wall. Jazzy, I think, was worried about getting cut off there by a Warrior. I think that was actually Resh. That's a beautiful touch actually from Zai, knowing the threats on the backboard, and the Warriors will keep the press moving.
Nice 50 there in the midfield from Bluey as, pardon me, my Discord just completely crapped the bed. I apologize if you didn't hear from me for a minute, but we're back. Everything's good. And so is this Indiana Tech pressure. It seems like we've been in the orange half for an extended period of time so far. In game 4, I believe. Yes, game 4. Bluey now gets beat by Jazzy. The 50 is so big from him. Takes on both Reshiram and Velocity and almost wins that 50. Tries to get it down to a teammate, but no one's ready. Velocity now tries to find a teammate of his own. Instead only finds Sai, who on the loft back to Jazzy can reset the St. Clair pressure.
It's a free ball right now for Velo. He's going to leave it for Resh, but it gets cut off. That's a little risky, and it does get cut down by the Warrior defense on the backboard. Bluey gets challenged in his own corner, and now it's St. Clair looking to apply the pressure. Infield pass sent right back where it once came from by Resh. Jazzy will boom it up. He finds Zai. That is sent to the backboard, and Velo will deny any further attack, at least for the moment. It is Arju, denied by Bluey. And now Resh. Jazzy, he's awkward here. What does he have? He just sends it into the corner. The press continues. Velo is there, gets another demo. Now the Warriors starting to establish a press here. Velo off the ceiling. What does he have? Goes for the musty, but Zai is right there.
It's the physicality that I think is going to separate Indiana Tech from St. Clair. Mechanically, they're all incredible. The coordination and the chemistry may favor St. Clair a little bit. I mean, come on, they've played together for 2 years. But that's fine. You've got to figure out a way to get that advantage. And I think the demos and the bumps and removing players is going to be where Indiana Tech can find it. They've hunted them. Specifically, Velocity has been great at locating players out of position, out of rotation, and punishing them for that. They're not sitting back and waiting for St. Clair to make mistakes. They're forcing the mistakes, and that is what's needed continuously over the remainder of the series. As here's an opportunity. It's going to be cleared away from Jazzy. No one commits as Velocity has little to no boost.
This is a much better effort, I think, from the Warriors, but St. Clair still not. They don't seem too stressed, too taxed defensively, but the Warriors definitely. They feel more in control of this game than they did the prior one, although that is a free net for Zai, and St. Clair has promptly taken a 1-goal lead with less than a minute on the clock. So this is now officially dangerous, Nutty.
It was, I mean, like we were calling out maybe 30 seconds ago. It's a nice display of physicality there from Velocity, demoing the rotating Jazzy on his way out. But by doing that, there was a hole left because he loses his momentum, he loses his speed, can't use it to find the save. He almost uses his speed to find a goal, but the crossbar just needs to go up an inch. Can't blame Velocity, blame the game.
I mean, come on, Zionics. If you're just joining us, they just updated the game. They moved the crossbar down. I swear, that's the change. That's the change. No, that's not what they changed. I actually don't know what they changed. I haven't read the patch notes, ladies and gentlemen. We were doing a broadcast and they made an update. You think I got time to read patch notes? I don't, in case you're wondering. I barely have time to remember what I did this morning. That is a shot that's off the pipe. The Warriors going to look for one last counterattack. There's a demo. The net is open, but it's denied again. That was Arju, and that was maybe the last gas.
Arju has such a large bench press. The ball's still up, though. Reshiram, he doesn't have a flip. Now he does. Uses it. Top left corner. Holy smokes, bub.
You know what? I said never doubt him. And by them, I meant the Frenchmen. They say tech, yeah, here. You know what they say in France? They say tech, oui. We're going to overtime.
Okay. I'm sorry. That was such a corny joke. Bluey. Reset, King. It's okay. Get your get back. I need to see it. I also need to see something from Velocity. He's been rather quiet in Game 4 outside of a couple of big demos now. Bluey tries to pass midfield looking for Velocity. Velocity shoots. Jazzy can't make the save. Tie series. Take you out.
I'm out of words. I mean, we said earlier in the series that they have come back from worse against better. Better being Concord. It doesn't get much better than St. Clair. Let's be real here.
I'm screaming. Yes.
There are no words. There are no words. This Warrior team continues to, just surprise everyone. We're tied at 2. For those who are just joining, again, we normally have a beautiful overlay in game for you to be able to see the series score and everything. Rocket League had different plans, and they decided to release an update. So I'm telling you now, the series is 2-2 if you're just joining in. It is a best of 3 from here on out, Nutty.
It sure is. Funny story. My Discord stream is just laggy as ever. So everything that happens is like half a second of delay for me, and it's just like 30 frames per second. So watching that Reshiram 0-second goal was cinema and absolutely hilarious. My camera, even on Video Ninja, is like dying. What is happening? Everything's falling apart.
I think that game was so insane that we have officially sent Nutty to the Shadow Realm.
You've broken me.
We have sent Nutty to the Shadow Realm. So can we get some hashtag Rip Nutty in chat, please?
Rip Nutty's crazy. I love that.
I think we are losing our good friend Nutty on his first stream on the Indiana Tech broadcast, which is, you know what, fair. I feel like these guys send my heart into the Shadow Realm every single broadcast. So welcome to what feels like a day in the life.
That was a nice shot there. Starting us off quickly. Bluey can't make contact. Velocity had the accuracy and the angle. Big time players make big time plays, and Sai somehow able to smush that one out.
Resh gets the booming clear. Only one back here for St. Clair. If there's a time to really get some offense cooking, it's right now. Velo, he'll go high, but Jazzy never left the backboard. He'll keep this one out wide, and Resh, it's actually up over the top of him, but I think that was Bluey who came in to support his good friend, and now Zai. The low challenge doesn't work out in his favor. Velo up over the next. Who's next? It's actually a St. Clair player named Arju, and it's sent right back where it came from.
This is eerily similar to last game. It was very quiet for a while as there's a miss. Velocity doesn't have the pace. It doesn't. Jazzy needs to find a second touch. Arju able to bail him out. The dump off now to Bluey. He's third man. He has to be careful. He makes contact, and it sure is enough. Velocity now gets bumped, but it might actually benefit him. Sai, though, able to make contact, so the opportunity goes wayward. Velocity now on the carry. Has a lot of space and a lot of boost. Has a reset over one. Back of the net. Top left corner. Welcome back to the series.
Oh, I need to leave. That is disgusting, Velo.
Ew.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick. I gotta go. I gotta leave.
He kept control after using the reset. My brain can't fathom that, bub.
I would like to remind everyone, he didn't just do that against anyone either. These players are the defending CRL champions.
Yeah.
It's unreal, guys. It's unreal. The level that is being shown, I don't know. Bluey, nearly. They're looking to make it 2 still. That's a bump on Zaya. Resh had committed. This is now dangerous the other way for St. Clair.
Numbers. Arju off the ceiling looking for Jazzy. Jazzy can't find the angle. Has to dump it down to Sai. All 3 members extended. Does Reshi have the pace? Tries the fake. Looks for Bluey. Oh my goodness. These guys are putting him in hell.
Oh my goodness. The Warriors have found the secret weapon.
Ew. That's nasty.
The X Factor so far, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if I want to say it on the stream. They gonna snipe us. It's the infield pass. It's not even the demos you called, Nutty. Suddenly they started going for the infield pass, and St. Clair ain't figured it out yet.
It's like they don't have the playbook. And that's their kryptonite. They know what Indiana Tech's gonna do. or pardon me, they have the playbook and they still don't know how to beat it. They can see the infield passing lanes. They just can't jump them.
Oh, hold on a second. Jazzy's got something to say about it. Denied by Velo. This isn't out of danger yet. Resh will actually sacrifice his life to go infield for Velo, who has suddenly launched himself into the spotlight. That is sent infield for Zai, but that has missed. And now Velo again on the counter. He's just going to take the shot, and Jazzy will make the save.
The one thing that Indiana Tech is doing better this game in specific than the past two, I know they won game 4, but I've noticed this more than anything else. They're hitting the ball with purpose, and they're hitting the ball with power. We see in high-level Rocket League sometimes weak shots and weak passes are easily cleared away. That's not the case in Game 5 for Indiana Tech. It feels like every shot, specifically from velocity, is absolutely ripped. It's slaughtered. It's going maybe 150 kilometers an hour. And, you know, you can be the best player in the world, but it's kind of hard to stop what you don't even know's coming. Like, if you're ripping a ball, and it's just too fast for you, what are you supposed to do?
That's a fair assumption. I'd imagine if it's going the speed of light, it's probably hard to stop it.
Yes.
That's you know, expert analysis. That's what we all came here for, right, ladies and gentlemen? I 100% agree. Velo will look to keep the press on. We are down to the final 40 seconds. The Warriors up by a pair. And they are looking to send St. Clair to a position that is not too familiar for them most recently. Jazzy off the backboard. Velo gets bumped. He still made contact. He got to it twice. Final 30. The press isn't over. And finally, Zai will bury it.
Well, that's a way to get yourself back into this game. Zai on the reset, the double is clinical. He put it below. He saw both players go up. He realized that his only positioning was to go low. And he delivered. Quite simply. 28 seconds to go. Indiana Tech still maintains the lead, but oh my goodness, are they not out of pressure quite yet? It does not matter. They can score with 0 seconds on the clock with the deficit only being 1, like we saw last game from Reshi.
Well, St. Clair, you know they're going to throw about everything they have. It is Arju. He's going to look to get around 1. That's a good challenge from Bluey. Zai backflipped. That's going to allow Velo. He's going to fake it, but Jazzy read it. One last try from St. Clair into the middle. Velo puts it down, and we are on match point. The Warriors up 3-2.
Well, I sure did not expect this, bub. I knew that these guys were going to come out and they were going to perform. That's match point for the fellas.
It sure is. And you know who showed up suddenly? He took a nap. And suddenly he's woke up. Velo has returned.
Yes, he has.
He has returned. That was gross in that game.
It was nasty.
I don't know, man. When Velo is playing like that, I don't know. The Warriors have 2 tries. St. Clair is out of lives. And Bluey is beaming from ear to ear right now. And meanwhile, the other 2 are still... Job's not finished as far as the other 2 are concerned. I think they're about to get in game. Suddenly the smiles have disappeared. But I don't know, Nutty. You just got to believe at this point. Oh my
I have full belief. Velocity's not going to be able to get back to it, but maybe Bluey is. Sai read it the whole way. The little dump off is not insurmountable. He's able to corral it as there's a nice ground pinch from Jazzy, and Arju gets it started quickly.
Well, I mean, there was no doubt that St. Clair was going to respond, okay? They were not going to go down quiet. And they certainly have shown up in Game 6 with a statement. Now the Warriors have to respond to their question. Let's see if they have an answer.
Ram, that's a nice demo there from Velocity. He also ended up getting that back corner boost. That is very impressive to have that awareness, to not necessarily just die for the ball. A 1v1 here between Bluey and Arju. Bluey ends up leaving the ball to go get boost. On the back pass to Ram. Can't beat Sai. He does in fact get deleted, but the rush comes through from Bluey. Velocity shoots and Velocity scores. Like you were saying, he is awoken from his nap, and he is a bear ready to hunt its prey.
Well, consider it passed.
Yeah, I mean, you can't shoot it better than that. You literally cannot.
It is 1-1 with a whole lot of game left to go. The first goal is effectively moot point at this point. Zai from his own corner, not without pressure though. He does get the 50 straight back to the Warrior corner. That is Bluey. He will just send it high, not necessarily far, and St. Clair will pop it right back where it once came. Zai will actually look to play it back out into the middle, and it will find its way to Arju, but no teammate on the follow. I think the Warriors are actually avoiding the bump, and then Bluey will find the clear. There's a shot, maybe looking for Arju. Vailo got there in time, and now Resh looking for the response. I thought no one was back. The car just blending in with the background, or I'm colorblind, one of the two. Velocity will have one touch, stays on the backboard, but Jazzy is there. And I would say the attack looks like it's going to fizzle out, but Bluey will bury it, and the Warriors have a 1-goal lead.
Where's the defense? Arju just gets beat. Bluey looks like he's cherry picking, and it comes to fruition. Places it beautifully in between Jazzy and Sai. And Bub, don't get your hopes up quite
don't
yet.
Don't set me up for heartbreak yet, Nutty. There's too much time.
Exactly.
I don't listen. I know you gotta believe, but I've been here before. I've been here before. I've been heartbroken like this too many times in my life. Zai will go into the middle. Jazzy's there. Everyone missed. And now Resh will look to keep it out wide. St. Clair looking to keep the press on. Velo gets one touch. That's all he'll have. Jazzy, this is almost certainly going to be on target. It's not.
Whew. Bailed out just a touch, but it stays around. Arju's going to try and play this 50. Get it down to a teammate, but Bluey maintains his flip. A demo there on Arju should remove a ton of pressure, but Sai was still waiting. Gets a bump. Two members commit, but Bluey and Reshiram are able to navigate that little mistake. This ball is going to be centered out for someone, and it might be free, but the redirect goes soaring high in the sky. Now the dump off. Arju can't slot it. It's just wide right. Indian Attack somehow maintain their lead, but it might even be two. Jazzy pops it high, and finally, we might have a moment to breathe.
You know, I may be a peak like 1700, and I may currently be Champ 2, Champ 3. That's all I got to say. But I think that clear that got redirected wide was actually going to be in.
Yes,
prove me wrong, but I actually think St. Clair just denied their own scoring opportunity. The tape will determine that later on. Obviously, you can't focus on the past. The Warriors are definitely not focused on the past. They're focused on the now, and St. Clair is still trailing by one.
Arju, St. Clair has been doing something very uncharacteristic for them. They've been leaving Arju specifically in a lot of 1v2 situations. They are overextending. I called it earlier. St. Clair ball is not overextending and punishing the opposition, but they've been doing it consistently, specifically in games 5 and 6. I'm wondering, as Velocity has the opportunity, couldn't find the drop down off the back ball, but almost got it on the second effort. Now Arju cleared away by Reshiram. Velocity has a lot of space, has the flip as well, ends up using it to try and recover, maybe dump it down to Bluey, but he's not ready for the heat that came with that pass.
Oh, Zai knew it was coming across. Velo is there. He'll throw it high. Zai is there again. Very little boost. We mentioned Indiana Tech a couple games ago. They were the ones who were always starved. This is going to be a shot and a save by Jazzy. It's St. Clair right now that are constantly running on 12 boost, 10 boost, 20 boost. The Warriors are full, and they're feasting right now. They're looking to go for another.
They are never going to take their foot off the gas. That's just what these guys do. These guys were the highest powered offense in the Scenic City Invitational this last weekend. They have the 1-goal lead, but they're not content to just sit back and boom away ball after ball after ball to clear up space. They want more. Reshiram wants some musty, but Jazzy able to weather it for now. Velocity now tries to find the 50 and the dunk, but Sai again with a nice play. Velocity's waiting. Does he have the angle? The drop off to Reshiram gets cleared away by Jazzy. 20 seconds to go. St. Clair need it, and they need it now. Two members commit. Jazzy's still up, but Velocity on the clear over to the right side. 10 seconds between Indiana Tech and a massive win in the NECC. Sai puts a shot on target. Reshiram with the clear. 3 seconds to go. They're not out of the woods yet. They just need to kill it. They haven't, and now it's Sai, but it falls. Statement made for the Warriors. 4-2 over St. Clair.
the biggest win this team has had to this point. Kali, Champ Show, and Mr. Bepic, and I mean even DJ TJ. Golly, I hope you're watching. DJ TJ and Bepic definitely aren't. They got Wednesday Night Lights going on. But man, oh man, what a win, Nutty, against that team is absolutely unreal. I look calm on camera, Nutty. I know you know I'm not. I'm losing my mind right now. That is a ridiculous win against a ridiculous team.
100%.
I don't think anyone had 4-2 on their bingo card. Nothing.
No.
That's a league play team, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, 100%.
That is a team that we talked about it. They had no issues getting through CRL qualifiers. The Warriors obviously ran into a buzzsaw that was Michigan State and Concord. Wow. I got nothing. We're going to get to an interview. Nutty, I know you got another very special place to be here very, very quickly, so I'm going to try and move things along for you. Any closing thoughts for you before we say goodbye?
No, honestly, no. I think for anyone and everyone that has been putting these guys in the teens, I've said it all along, watch out. Watch out. This is a statement, and just be prepared. There's more where it came from. That's all I got. I appreciate you, Bub, having me on. Appreciate the three fellas, Reshi, Velocity, and Valuri, for giving me the invite. But you will be sure to see me very soon. But outside of that, I'm going to head over to Mr. Bepic's Nightlight Show matches. That'll be a fun one.
Absolutely. And with that, folks, don't go far. We're gonna get an interview. Nutty, as always, it was a pleasure to have you here. We'll get you back. You're not getting away that easy. We'll see you again here soon. Don't go far, folks. We'll be back in just a moment for an interview.
Too far to say that we cannot pretend now. Was it never enough to have just everything you want? In your shadow I found a place to hide me from my own thoughts. And if I ever got lost, you find a way to bring me home. And it too far to say that we cannot pretend now? Was it never enough to have just everything you want? In your shadow I found a place to hide me from my own thoughts. And if I ever got lost, you find a way to bring me home. And I want something I can hold that's worth its weight in gold. And I want something that is real, something to make me feel alive. Take it too far to say that we cannot pretend now. Was it never enough to have just everything you want? In your shadow I found a place to hide me from my own thoughts. And if I ever got lost, you find a way to bring me home. And I want something I can hold.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Joined for the second time on the interview, it is Resh, except now you're wearing like a Spartan hat type thing. It usually sits up here on the shelf right behind me. He's actually got it on his head because that was a that was a warrior-like performance. That was a bad joke. Someone delete that or clip it, one or the other. I like making an idiot out of myself on the internet, and I just did it there. I just watched Cloud promptly send his head through the floor right now. He's not raised his head. Moving swiftly right along. That was a good team. I guess we'll just jump right into it. Bepic just released new rankings for his own personal top 32, I think is how he does it. I'm going based off memory, so Bepic, if I'm wrong, crucify me in the comments. Please do. He had you 15th, down from 11 in the last time. I guess, how do you feel with that change? And then obviously with this result, where do you feel like the team is right now?
I mean, in one part I agree with him because he just like saw a performance on Sunday, and obviously I think we played bad. But like I don't agree with that ranking as well because I think we're still better than this team. It was just like a bad day, and I think the game today just proved it.
Yeah, one blip on the radar versus what, 2-3 weeks straight of constant positives. Okay, so I guess St. Clair, we've talked about it for a while now, defending CRL champions. I think they were top 4. I actually might be wrong on this one in the fall last year. Just made CRL League play with relatively no real challenges in their bracket. What was your mindset going into a series against a team with that kind of recent history?
I mean, I think I always have the same mindset. I think every team is winnable, especially in CRL. Like we won against Akron during the LAN. We played well against Concord during the Crack tournament. We went to Game 5. So I think like we can win against anyone if we're like in a good day. So I was just wanting to win, really motivated as always. That's pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. And then actually speaking of Concord, you guys saw them. You got a little bit more familiar with Crispy and company over the weekend. The Scenic City Invitational, Nutty and I talked about it on stream a little bit. Do you think that the Scenic City Invitational changed your guys' level at all? Going to that, the experience that you guys had there, I know you said on Twitter you absolutely loved it. It was, I mean, you've been to one LAN, but it's your favorite LAN you've been to, period. Do you think playing Concord twice over the weekend, did that have like a major impact for you guys?
I mean, obviously, like playing against such good teams as Concord, Akron, or like Sun Edwards or Audio is a good team we played over there. I think it's just good experience because we get to play them more, so we just get used to their play style. And it's just good to play against like good teams like them because we don't scream them often. So at least we can play them in this tournament, and that's just gonna help us like get better in a role.
Yeah, absolutely. More experience against good teams. We talked about that on the stream. It only can do good things. Philo is trolling us taking a picture. It's going to look really funny somewhere on social media or just in his gallery. Who knows what Philo does with those pictures. I guess to finish things, Resh, is there anything you want to shout out before we... He's still having a picture taken, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I mean, like during the LAN, the first interview I did, I think just shout out to Shippy for being the bowler of the team. And I think that's it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes it. The Warriors 4-2 over St. Clair Green. The defending CRL champions fall by the sword of the Warriors. That's the last bad joke I'm going to make tonight. We'll be back tomorrow. I just heard a sigh in the background. Listen. They hate it. They hate it here. They hate it here. Remember, I'm their coach, technically.
Tech-wee?
I just heard Tech-wee. Did you hear Tech-wee? I think we all heard Tech-wee. We will be back. I believe it is 7 p.m. tomorrow for League of Legends. You get to see our league team for the first time in a hot minute on stream. But for now, that does it from everyone from the front to the back. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys again tomorrow night. League of Legends, don't go far. Have a good night, everyone.